o'clock, and we've reached a quorum. I'm calling the Board of Sewer Commissioners August 19th, 2025, at the Bourne Veterans Memorial Community Center to order. The Zoom chat will not be monitored, but if you wish to speak, just raise your hand icon and we will acknowledge you. This meeting is being televised, streamed or recorded by Bourne TV. Anyone in the audience or on Zoom recording or videotaping? Owen, I recognize Owen. Thank you, Owen.
Thank you.
If anyone
in progress.
If anyone from the public wishes to access the meeting, they can do so by calling the following conference line, 1-929-205-6099. The Zoom meeting ID is 817-635-5834, and the password, all capital letters, SEWER. All items within the meeting agenda are subject to deliberation and voted by the Board of Sewer Commissioners. A moment of silence to recognize our troops. Oh. I'd also like to note at this time that Jean is present via Zoom. The Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the
flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I hope. What does that mean?
Amen.
Oh, it does?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know. I learned a new word.
Yes, that's
Okay.
Wampanoag for you too.
Okay. I'm going to forego the reading of the vision and mission and dive right in. Anyone for public comments? Non-agenda items. Seeing none, moving on. Agenda item number 5, update preliminary sewer allocation request for 85 to 93 Main Street, 93A. I believe Bracken is, do we have?
Yep.
Okay, great.
Good evening.
You have the floor.
Excellent. My name is Robert DeWard here with Bracken Engineering on behalf of the owners of 93 Main Street or 93A Main Street, Vincent McKenzie, and also on behalf of the proposed tenants going in here, Uncle John's Coffee Shop. I'm just here tonight to request a modification to the sewer allocation and provide its modification and update to the sewer allocation that is granted to the property. They have an existing 13,000 gallon per day allocation on the property. Currently between the Luzia's Pizza, Cruitai, the Underground Fitness, and the Physical Therapist office that are current tenants of the property, they are using just under 3,000 gallons per day, 2958 to be exact, plus another 175 gallons per day seasonally for Luzia's outside seating. Uncle John's Coffee Shop is proposed to go into next door to Cruitai, vacant front space there. Underground Fitness occupies kind of the rear space of that area. And they're, based on their seating charts, they're proposed to utilize about 840 gallons per day. So that would bring their total up to 3,885 gallons per day, still, just over 9,000 gallons per day shy of their 13,000 gallon per day max. So we are here to request that modification and so to allow Uncle John's Coffee Shop to move in there. Just a couple of housekeeping things. That sewer is connected to the external grease traps that are located at the back of the building. Although there's no real food prep to be proposed there. I think they're just going to be heating up some pastries and things like that, but they're not cooking or anything. So, but with that, yeah, that's about it. If there's any questions, we'd be glad to answer them.
Any questions from the board?
No, I don't think so. It's pretty clear in reading.
Jean, any questions?
All set, thank you.
Which meter is this on? We had like this discussion at the policy sub.
This is on the 9193 meter.
Any questions? Matt, any comments?
This is all within their use.
I'd like to entertain a motion.
Motion to approve the allocation of 840 gallons per day for Uncle John's, the preliminary allocation of 840 gallons per day for Uncle John's Coffee, 93A Main Street.
Is there a second?
Second?
Any additional discussion? Roll call vote. Jean?
Yes.
Melissa?
Yes.
Mary Jane?
Yes.
And myself votes yes. 400, motion passes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, moving right along. Fiscal year 25 sewer rates.
Thank you. So I worked with Erica Fleming, the finance director, to propose the sewer rates for FY '26.
Oh, did I say 25? Sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry, did I?
FY '26. Right?
Yes.
Sorry. Or,
Okay.
Yeah, we're in 26.
we're in 26.
I forget.
Yeah, but the motion says FY 20, I mean, the agenda says
Oh.
FY 25, but that's a typo, so,
Typo.
yeah, well,
Move
we
to,
might have to
Oh,
vote them again after, just to correct that but we can, I think we can vote them, but
I think, yeah.
okay, go ahead, Matt.
So based on the budget that was approved in May, the current use we're projecting is $1,128 per user per year. The one number that kind of fluctuates is that we need to estimate the overage charges. So this year, in 2024, we used 14,143 gallons of overage use. And we had estimated 12,750 gallons of overage. So we went over that year. This, instead of using the same number, we felt as though the number we did last year, the 14,143, that seems a little high, and it's out of line with the previous 5 years. So we did a 5-year average of the past 5 years to estimate the overage. So on the third page of the rate proposal, you'll see that we used 13,359,680,000 gallons to estimate the overage. And that came to $333,992.
At a rate of .025.
Yes, that's correct.
can I ask you a question?
Sure.
So this is, so the overage gallons that are in black are actual,
Yes.
so those are the actual, and then you took that 5-year average, and that's what you made for the estimate.
That's correct, yes.
Thank you, because I was interested in how you were coming up with that. And it'll be interesting to see then, next year when you do this, if you can show what the estimated was and then what the actual was. You don't have to go back in the history, but so for 2024, what had you estimated that?
12,750,000.
So we came in over, but there are a lot of things happening, so it may be that it is actually going up because 2020, was kind of a COVID year and there were things going on, so, yeah.
And just
Well,
2023, we did estimate 13 million. I did have that figure.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, and I'm fine with the lower, and I like the 5-year estimate, that we're using the prior 5 years as an estimate for what we're gonna do, and I think that's a good way to do it.
taking an average of, I mean, that's a lot of data,
Yeah.
and you can see,
No, I kind of like the idea. I was kind of curious. Why did we change it?
right.
Okay, 5-year average.
So, do we have to vote overage rate and the sewer rate?
No, we do, but the overage rate is not on the agenda.
It's just on our sheet.
so the overage rate, we usually vote the overage rate around November or December.
Okay.
Because that's for calendar year 2026. We use the usage of 2025 for the rate for 2026.
Okay. No, I understand
Yeah.
that in the operational budget and looking at, what we, fiscal year '26 and what we proposed. yes, I get that. But, okay, so overage rates aren't until later.
Yes, correct. That's how it's historically done.
Okay,
Because the overage rate is on the calendar year, it's not on the fiscal year. The sewer rate is on the fiscal year from July to June 30th.
Right.
And the
Overage is
overage
the
rate is from
calendar year.
January 1st to December 31st.
okay.
So it's that's why we tend to vote it later, so that it's going to be, but we do want to vote it in a way that we give notice to people for what it's going to be in the next calendar year.
And that usually goes out with the, does it go out with the bill?
It's usually, I don't think there's much.
Or
if
is
I'm
there
being
much
honest. No, I think it's-
notification
I don't
at
think-
all?
And if I'm being honest, I don't think we have.
Okay.
Since the overage.
They'll see it on their bill if they go over.
Yeah, the overage bill is billed once a year, not
Right.
March, right, for the prior
Prior
year.
year.
So in December, November, December, we vote what the rate's going to be for the next year, but they won't be billed up for it until March of the following
Until the-
year.
Right.
Yeah.
It won't kick in till January, and then they get the bill in March for the previous year,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, there's a big lag,
Yes.
there is a big kind of lag.
Okay,
Yes.
okay,
I think.
all right.
But we do it pretty good now. Can I ask a sort of related question to, when the 2024 sewer pumping that's on our allocation sheet for $124,340,
Yes.
is that the actual 45,260,000 gallons divided by 365?
Yes, it's the overage and it's the total gallons.
Right, but
So
so
the
you
sewer-
take the
the
total
sewer-
gallons.
So the sewer pumping is the amount we pump directly from the 3 lift stations. That's what we're actually treating. The sewer at the 2024 actual use is the metered use from Buzzards Bay Water District.
Oh.
Yeah, there are two different numbers because when we
Okay,
get
so,
the,
but it is the actual the reason I'm asking is I was doing some cost per gallon for sewer. And I was taking 124,340 and multiplying that by 365 to get the number of sewerage gallons pumped.
yes,
And that, if you take the whole budget of 1,881,000 and divide it by that number, you come out with like 4.17 cents per gallon. But is that what the billing is, or is the billing based on the water usage, and is that a different number?
the billing is based on the water usage, but the overage water, it's based on the water usage. Is
Yeah.
that-
Okay, but that water usage and sewer, you're telling me that the water usage is not what this number is?
So it's the one above it. It's in the cell above it. So the 2024 actual use. If you go to the, I'm sorry, if you go to the other side of the spreadsheet, over on this side,
Yeah,
directly across, about 10 cells up, you'll see the past 3 years. All the way on the right. It's in the kind of in the notes.
2024,
Yeah.
2023, 2022.
okay. So the actual use is the water usage?
Yes.
Okay, well, this is really, like, there's all kinds of information I didn't even know was there. And then the 124, the sewer pumping is the sewer use.
Yes, we're actually pumping, we're treating at the treatment plant and pumping to Wareham. That's the total number
That's
that we
actually
pump,
very interesting, because they're really close.
which is,
85, it's usually like 85% of the water use.
so some of it's I&I on our end, which is something we need to address, water getting into this, because you
Yeah,
have to
yeah.
assume some of that actual use is irrigation, because we don't have irrigation meters.
Right, yeah.
But the fact that they're close is good, though, you know, they're not really far off.
Okay. So if I wanted to know what the cost of the billing cost per gallon, I would use the actual use
Yes.
times 365, and then that might give me a little bit different number. And the reason I'm looking at that is, we've been working on our overage to go from 1 cent per gallon up, we're up to like 2.5 cents per gallon, when the cost of actual treatment is more like 4 cents per gallon. So we've been kind of gradually increasing it to get to that equity, and it's kind of interesting now that the 45,000 gallon users and the overage users are about that 2.5 cents per gallon, but the 20,000 users are still at like 5.6 cents per gallon, so.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, like there's a,
Oh, you want it, we gotta get it.
we're
We gotta
getting
squeeze
a little
the-
bit, we're trying to get more of an
squeeze
equity.
the
so that-
outliers,
yeah.
right?
But we're doing on a very gradual basis, but we've made a lot of progress, because when you think about it, if our total gallons that we use in the year is like 45 million something, right? Because it's that 124 times 365, 45 million. So 13 million of that is overage gallons. And when they were getting only paying 1 cent per gallon, they were getting a good deal. Anyway,
Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
yeah, I think this is, good. So we're only voting the sewer rates for FY '26. So, and we're setting it for the full year. We're not doing a half-year thing, right?
I don't predict bringing anything to the town meeting in
Okay,
May.
yeah, so,
Any additional information? Any additional questions?
No, I'm all set, thank you. That was very.
So it's about $59 then?
from 1,067 to 1,128.
$61.
Are we voting this today, or are we just looking?
60, where you come up with 61? Oh, 6, 7, 8,
61,
61.
yeah.
Okay.
Madam Chair?
Yeah, because the bills go out in September, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So I'll make a motion to
I
accept.
think
have a
I have to, I have to abstain, do I not? I am still a user payer over at Everett,
Yeah.
so I'm gonna go out. I didn't mind being here for the
just make a note
conversation,
that
but I
Melissa
don't want to
recused
be here for
herself
the
from the
vote.
vote.
so-
Okay, yeah.
So
Thank
I
you.
am going to abstain, I'll be
All
back.
right. We still have a quorum, so we can still vote.
Yeah.
So, motion,
I'll make a motion to accept the annual per unit sewer charge for FY '26 at $1,128 per unit.
Second,
thank you, Jean. Roll call vote. Jean?
yes.
Mary Jane?
Yes.
And myself, yes. 3, 0, 0. So the vote passes. I'll go get Melissa. Okay. Agenda item 7, discussion of the RFP for wastewater treatment facility operations.
So this is the very beginning of this process. So I think at this point, we don't have an RFP ready to go. I think I'd like to put a goal of October to have it ready to go, with the caveat that it may roll in November, depending on how much time, because it's going to be a complicated RFP to write. With that being said, we can advertise it in November, December, and we can review them and negotiate a contract in January. And hopefully that would have the operator on board February or March to slowly, hopefully not, to be ready to, when the contract expires in May, we're not scrambling for we have everything ready to go 2 months before that.
Okay.
Before that contract expires, and we're not scrambling. I do think the RFP process is the way to go. I don't think we want to bid this on exact costs. I think we definitely want to do an RFP to make sure we're getting someone that's going to work with the town and do the things we need.
Right. Yeah, I think an RFP, when we can definitively, when we have, that process itself lends it to actual need for the town, right? This is what we need. no fluff. What is it gonna cost? Yeah.
And I assume we'll do a 3-year contract. And we can discuss if we want to have any renewal years, or if we just,
Extensions or,
if-
yeah.
3 years, and then we look at it again in 3 years.
Was our original one, how have we been doing did we do them one at a time or two?
We did them twice. We did the extension for both years at the end of the 3 to get us through to this point.
Okay. So it was like 3 years and then
2.
2 extensions, yeah.
Do we have that contract electronically? Can we take a look at the existing contract? How many pages is it? 'Cause
Well, it's not very many pages.
oh. Well, then I would like to just take a glance at it.
Happily send it out.
Yeah, if you send it out to us.
And then perhaps, we start discussing what the needs are,
Okay.
and how do we build capacity in our sewer department, right?
Okay.
Thinking of the future too, and what that.
That's a whole different, that does not part of the operation.
No, but, yeah, I think we need to look beyond too on operationally as a community, as building that capacity for sewer, not necessarily sewering, but operationally, how best to handle operations and maintenance of sewer if the town is going to grow, in sewers.
There's definitely a conversation to be had about internalizing the operations of the wastewater treatment plant. Just because even any sort of contract operations, it has a purpose, but there's so much fluctuation that sometimes,
Yeah, is it best handled in-house or is it best handled out-of-house? We've had this conversation with, IT, right? Do we outsource it or do we build the capacity in-house I don't know.
I mean, I think where we're at right now, it's probably a good idea
RFP.
to do an
Yeah.
but we continue looking at possibly expanding the sewer department to do the treatment plant operations in-house, especially if the CWMP, if we do grow on the other side of the bridge, I think we would definitely want to have internal people running everything at that point. The response will be quicker, the cost, at that point, the cost will definitely, I think, be lower. The cost may not be lower right now at this moment to hire people to run the plant,
Right.
the town employees, but in the long term, it may be more cost effective.
Yes?
So it's a bit of a challenge. So even in Wareham, they have their person that runs their plant and they have internal people, but they also contract out for, with Weston and Sampson for for handling a lot of it. So that, it's a big conversation because actually keeping all the people on board that you need to have for 24 hours to be able to respond is sometimes, it's not cost effective because we have a very small plant. So, but it will be over the next few years as we develop watershed permits and think more about what our long-term plan is for wastewater treatment. It's definitely going to be part of the conversation. And there's also the conversation about whether you continue to have it as an enterprise fund or whether you move it into, depends. As an enterprise fund for a very small part of the town, it makes sense. But if it grows and grows to be a majority of the town or a lot more of the town, then you might have a different conversation. So there's a lot.
I just think it needs to be in the forefront too as we
Yeah.
go. But it's a conversation that we'll have, and we will have it over the next few
Yeah.
years as we're developing watershed permits. We're going to need to have some of that conversation. But we're a little ways away, and this contract's coming up, and we need to send out an
Yeah,
RFP. We don't have the capacity in-house, so we need to, but just keeping that in mind and thinking about ways and on how we can best manage that.
Okay. I will
Okay,
send
so
those
the goal is
contracts
October to get the RFP out.
with the caveat
With the-
if
right.
maybe November, but I'd like to have
November.
something ready to be bid by the end of November.
Okay,
or out
and
to
if you can
RFP.
get us, maybe next meeting, the contract in the interim. just to have it in our folder. Project updates.
So there was just one project update, which was, we were waiting on for 46 Holt Road.
Holt, yeah.
That gentleman did email me. They're installing the sewer in the next few weeks. And let me just get to the page. And he should have occupancy within a month or two, depending on the Eversource's installation of a transformer. The second building he's going to start framing in February or March of 2026.
Policy update. First reading you had in your packets was to take a look at the allocation policy, Section 5. Mary Jane and I and Matt met in a policy subcommittee meeting last week, and suggested edits are in red. So Matt, if you want to give us some highlights.
Sure. So at the meeting, the goal of the meeting was to try to find some additional allocation for future growth.
Yeah, I got it.
So in section 5.21, managing allegations and flows, under number 7, the current regulations have these reviews at the 3-year mark. We feel if we move that back to 1 full calendar year, it allows us more flexibility to take some of that allocation and put it into the new allocation to move forward. So that was the first edit we did. In part of that process, if we were to do that, we would be not taking allocation, but taking we would be taking the extra allocation they have and putting it back into the available allocation. But doing that, we need to make sure that those property owners and builders are aware of that. So we would follow through with this policy and just let them know in advance and have a hearing for them to come and see if they see additional growth or if they think they need the additional allocation. That would be section C under 7. And then one of the last changes we had was in section 5.3.5 under operational allocation. One of the things that came up is some of these projects take a long time, but they're built early. So we'd like to phase out the larger projects as they come through at the building permit stage. So projects may be phased at the discretion of the Board of Sewer Commissioners at the time the operational allocation is granted, which is at the building permit stage. Preliminary allocation will be divided accordingly amongst each phase, and then at the 1-year mark of each at the 1 calendar year mark of each phase, the Board of Sewer Commissioners will review that. That may allow us to add some additional new allocation to the available allocation sooner than waiting for the entire project to be complete.
So yeah, in that section, we're kind of, if phase 1's complete and then they go into the operational allocation, so then that then triggers the 1-year review of, collecting that operational data.
Right.
And if after that 1 year, that phase 1 allocation, for instance, they were allocated 10,000, but actual use is 7, it reverts back to the town. So now it's back in the kitty.
Yeah, that's good, and that helps
of
raise
assign-
up our.
of using, having the ability to give someone a preliminary allocation, but still given the opportunity, right, of,
Start their project.
Yeah.
Right.
yeah. And phase 2 has their allocation, same thing, after a year of operation, after completion.
It gets reviewed and we.
Gets reviewed, right.
Good
right.
idea, I like that. Seems fair.
Can I just we have, I think, 2 projects that could really fall into this. One is the CMP development at 2 Kendall Ray Place, because it looks like they're gonna be phasing, like, building one building, right, or one section, and then, then opening that and then building the next one, so that would definitely be phased. But I think the Jamson one at 21 St. Margaret's, aren't they gonna be in phases too, where they're gonna do like the hotel part of it first and then something else later? So
Right.
those projects will know when they sort of get their building permit, we'll say, all right, this phase 1 is, we're gonna set that out as like, that's
You're
I think gonna
operational
work.
for a year now.
Right. And it'll be that piece is now
Mm-hmm.
in an operational allocation instead of a preliminary.
Any additional comments in these sections for, this is the first reading.
Yep,
Yep, I'm all set, thank you.
very good.
One of the, yeah.
Yeah,
MJ,
tonight
you want
we-
to speak to the definitions?
Yeah, so one of the things that we were talking about at our meeting before this meeting, that we didn't put into this, is making sure that there's terminology that we use: allocation, preliminary allocation, operational allocation, and actual use. And we're gonna come back for the next reading with some definitions to make sure that the policy reflects exactly kind of like what we're doing. And I think that'll make it go better, so.
There are definitions in our rules and regulations, but some, yeah, they need to be tweaked.
Yeah.
Draft grinder pump guide and policy.
Do you want a motion to move this to,
Second reading?
move this to second reading and to work on the definitions?
Sure.
And
So
few-
motion to move allocation policy to second reading.
Yeah.
And with recommended edits to the policy subcommittee.
Yep.
Is there a second?
Second?
Roll call vote. Jean?
Yes,
Melissa?
Yes.
Mary Jane?
Yes.
Anne Marie? Yes. 4-0-0. All right. Draft
I'll
grinder
make a little
pump.
more sense of this one. So the grinder pump policy, we took some of the comments from the previous meeting, and also some comments during the policy subcommittee meeting. So, under the responsibility for system maintenance, we tried to make sure that we made it clear what inappropriate items were, and kind of interconnected them with language and just some wording to make sure people understood what the inappropriate items were that go into the sewer system. Instead of just making it a no exemptions or no strikes or one-time use, we added, in cases where the DPW director finds damage to the grinder pump system as a result of negligence, the property owners will be charged. And then if they would like to appeal the decision, we have an appeals process in the rules and in the existing rules and regs. So we'll just direct them to follow that procedure. And that would bring them directly, at some point, that would bring them to the Board of Sewer Commissioners to challenge those charges. And those were really the only changes we had to the grinder pump policy.
Any comments?
This is a new policy, though, right? But it's from the original draft.
And it's,
So
yes.
this is almost like a second, I think we said this was a first draft.
We
so-
just
We called
said
it first in
we
here,
called
because I
it
don't think it was
first.
really brought.
It's still a
through the
first
policy,
reading.
yeah.
'cause-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Any comments on grinder pump?
I think it's great.
nope,
Work. I mean, I think it makes sense, you know, if somebody's doing something and they know the rules, I mean, I think we send them out, right? We send the rules out and people know, don't flush your wipes down there, and if they continue to do it, then that's not our fault, right? So, what's the price for one grinder pump for a residential home to start, just for the people at home?
$3,100.
What would it cost the homeowner? What was the approximate cost? If I flushed a bunch of wipes and you came over and you're like, sorry, Melissa, what would the town, what is the actual fee? Is there an
It's an
estimate?
$80 per hour.
So we pay per hour to fix
And
it? We
then
don't
like the
actually.
additional parts or
parts.
subcontractors.
So the
but-
parts would be on the owner as well? Okay,
If the pump's destroyed,
right.
a replacement pump is,
Gotcha, so the
25.
service and the thing, yeah, that makes sense. I mean, it's like anything, if it's the line to your house, you have to fix it, right? And-
Plus, the town made an investment in it. We
They
want to
did.
protect our investment.
Sure.
And if you're negligent, then, the conversation we had was, then you're responsible for paying for the repairs. And then if you feel as though it's not justified, you have an abatement process, an appellate process
Yeah.
procedures that, you can come to us
Smart.
and we'll hear what you have to say. And
Works all the time.
But at the same time, it gets,
I mean, sometimes people have
It
kids and
gets
all of
repaired.
that, and it might not, but they need to be sure they're telling their children, don't put wipes in the toilet. Or,
got that conversation.
exactly. I know I did with mine.
One of the things, I was reading about the Falmouth new sewer project, the section of sewer that's going in, and the people that have grinder pumps in that sewer section are paying more because they have they're actually having to pay for the grinder pumps. So the project that we're doing where the sewer department is replacing all the grinder pumps in Taylor's Point is a huge benefit to the homeowners. And so one of the reasons we're doing this policy is once they get this brand new grinder pump with new wiring and new everything, they need to take care of it. So that's kind of why we're doing this grinder pump policy now, because we're doing that big project, right?
I'm taking notes on my thing here. It's a mess. I can't see that well.
So do we want to move this to a second reading, or do we?
Yes.
think- Okay, so I'll make a motion
Just
to.
one more, I
Yeah,
think.
we can waive the final reading once it
can,
goes to
yep.
second, so. Motion to move the draft grinder pump guide and policy to second reading.
Is there a second?
Second?
Second.
Oh, go ahead. Let Jean have that one.
Oh, thanks.
All right, Jean. Any additional comments? Seeing none. Jean?
Yes.
Melissa?
Yes.
Mary Jane?
Yes.
Emery, yes. So 400 to move the draft grinder pump policy to a second reading. And did you say in review by the policy sub or not? Just to a second reading? I didn't, did you say that?
I didn't say it. but, I
Okay,
mean,
no,
we
that's
can-
fine. I just want,
mean,
I had
do-
it inside my head, but, I mean.
It's already been sent to the policy sub, so we can
Right.
discuss it at our next meeting, just to see
Yeah, if it's on
we
the
have any
agenda.
final thoughts. but-
Okay, all right, thank you. Yeah, it doesn't, we can still put it on our agenda.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be an emotion. All right, so 400. And director's report, Matt.
We'll keep this brief tonight. So the plant is still, excuse me, down. Wes and Sampson and I had a plan to work 30 days after our last meeting, which is actually the same day of the Board of Sewer Commissioners' last meeting. So we still have about a week before we finalize the report and all the repairs we're gonna do. So by the next meeting, the plant either will be running or we'll have a much more in-depth report on what needs to be done. Our flows are still well below anything we need to be concerned about going anyplace else.
Okay,
Since-
it,
So you're gonna finish the report and then decide which repairs are gonna be done? You haven't finished the report of what repairs you're gonna
Right,
do?
right, I just wanna bring a written report. We might have the plan up and running by then, but that report I
Okay,
wanna submit to the
okay.
board officially at the meeting, so you have it for your records.
Okay.
There's a lot of information, they've found some power issues, and there's multiple levels of issues that we've discovered that we need to work through, so.
okay.
Right then. The purpose for 100% commissioning is to make sure everything's functioning.
Okay, the minutes were not in the packet, did I miss them?
They weren't ready.
Okay.
Yeah, we didn't have them on
So-
there.
We will move to table the minutes. Future agenda items. So we'll have the two policies. Will you have this summary for the
Which,
for the wastewater treatment plant? Will you
we'll have a report next month.
You'll have the
so We'll
report?
put that on the.
Anything you think relative to the RFP, if you wanted to go out in the October, or,
If
Do we
there's
wanna
any
make-
updates, I can give you updates on where we're at.
yeah, I think, you know, if we look at the contract, I think maybe if we have a conversation about what you might think some of the needs are that should be in the RFP.
Okay. Do you want to do the overage rates?
We'll do the
Do you
overage
want to do
rate
them next meeting and get
I
them
mean,
over with, or?
by November, right? Does it matter, does it really matter?
We could actually do them in
As long as they're done
in
before
the
the.
yes, and we could do
For the
them.
end of the
I mean,
year.
We could do them in the summer. I mean, we don't have to wait. So,
Sure.
We'll get them, let's get something out
yeah,
of
I
them.
mean, and with that, I'd like to have some, like, cost per gallon analysis. Like, what is it actually, you know, costing us? And so, but I think that goes on the actual use as opposed to the sewer use, because that's what we're billing on, and the overage rate is based on what we're billing on. Right?
Yeah,
It's overage of water, not overage of sewer.
but we're only pumping the 124. Like, that's the actual amount of gallons that are being treated.
Yes, but that's not how we're billing.
Okay.
So the overage rate is based on the bill, is a billing rate. So if you're gonna, it should be based on the,
Okay.
right? Because that's what it's based on. The water use.
Water use. They get a water bill.
Right, but if you want, are you looking for the are you looking for what we're actually paying to treat the water?
No, I'm looking for an analysis of the billing cost per gallon.
Okay.
So if the 45 million gallons divided by the 1,881,000, that's our budget, you know, that's your cost per gallon.
Okay.
And then I kind of look at, all right, so then if you're a 20,000 user and you're paying your base rate, so then you have your base rate plus your overage rate, like how is that? That's probably more than you want to get into, but I just like to know what the
An
cost per
average
gallon is.
cost balance per day, that's what you
Yeah,
want.
I want to know, like, what's for the, and it's not gallons per day, it's over the full year. It's a different conversion.
Okay.
For the full year budget, what's the, you know, based on the actual use?
Okay.
And we'd have to do it based on 2024, because we're not going to have 2025 use yet. But that's okay. It's going to be 4 cents.
All right.
Because then we can have a discussion about how long we want to get that to be equitable. To be, or do we want that overage to be like the full cost per gallon?
Oh, and eliminate the user fee altogether?
No, you can't eliminate you can't eliminate the user fee, but you have sort of base fixed costs, and then you have variable costs per you know, the cost of treating overage, once the base cost is paid, is a different cost.
Okay.
So right now, I just look at it as a whole thing. I look at it, what's that cost per gallon in the share of the budget? That's really the number that I'm looking at.
Okay.
Okay. Any other comments? Any other for future agenda items?
I don't think so.
When is our meeting in September
No, that's a good question.
For,
for sewer commissioners?
let me look at my calendar here.
I have them all on a select board, so I need to fix my, because we switch them so often, I'm like a kid on the calendar, but I don't know which one
It's
is
the
which.
23rd, I believe.
9/23?
I think it's I think it's 2023 and not the 30th.
Okay, I'll write sewer commission on that one.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure it's the 23rd.
I may have a conflict, so.
I'm definitely have a conflict.
Well,
But I had already told Jean that,
I do
she
too,
might be.
actually, that day.
Oh, really? Okay, so then let's.
I'm wondering
let's take a
if we should maybe
I have a
like tag it
training
on,
all day that day.
tag it on to
was
something
that?
else. The 23rd of
Is that what you're
September.
doing?
It's my husband's 75th birthday. It's
I'm already down Cape for the wedding.
Right.
I think what I forgot, that's also the week I'm away.
And
I-
you're away?
I actually, we don't think we're gonna go.
Okay, so
don't
maybe we
think
should look at the
can.
calendar, Matt, and figure out a different date for,
Do you want to wait till
September.
October?
yeah, I mean, if,
Yeah.
yeah, we can, or if we feel a need, maybe a half hour
That's
before a
not
select board
October.
meeting,
That's
but,
fine.
I was gonna say, maybe we do, instead of that 23rd meeting, maybe we do a half hour before a select board meeting if there's something
That's
that we
fine.
need
It's
to
actually
do.
fine.
If there's something
I'm-
that we
September's good. I
absolutely
was thinking
need-
October. I'm a
Okay.
month ahead.
Right.
I'm a
okay.
lost.
If you have a quorum and you want to, we'll take a look. I mean, if, there's some things here that aren't, I mean, policy updates, the report, I mean, there's some things that we could probably push to October if we had to, or if we,
And the overage rates don't have.
the overage
Yeah, we
rates
don't-
doesn't
yeah.
matter.
The main thing is getting the rate, the sewer rate voted so they
Yeah,
can
and we
bill.
did that,
Yeah.
so that's good. And the policy updates, I think, is once we have it within the next couple months, I think we'll be fine. The second reading, we're having a second reading anyway. And at that second reading, we can have opportunity if we feel as though it's complete to vote on them then, so,
All right.
yep. All right, motion to adjourn,
So moved.
Melissa,
Second.
Jean, roll call vote, Jean,
Yes.
Melissa?
Yes.
Mary Jane?
Yes.
Marie votes yes, 400, and we are at 7:47.
Oh, wow.